Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that, like the Black Eyed Peas, just keeps running, because it's never ending. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
You know, Dan, I'm still coming down from our pre-recording conversation about how many different restaurants someone could get married in.
That you have eaten at, also.
Yes, Pizza Man. Add it to the list.
Okay.
It's a lot, everyone. It's just a lot of restaurants in the Milwaukee area want you to get married there.
And they're not big restaurants either.
No! Anyway.
What an auspicious start to the podcast.
Okay, Dan and I are both engaged. Not to each other.
No. I am engaged to an Anna, though, which makes this not confusing at all.
And I'm #Anna's engaged to Gage.
Oh, I get it.
I was so proud to use that hashtag. I've been sitting on that since we started dating. TBH.
Yeah, when did you first think about that?
It came to me in a dream. 3 years ago, I sat up in bed and I knew exactly what I was going to say.
That took dream inspiration? Like, it's clever, but it's not.
Thank you. No,
It's
it did not
not
take.
the most clever thing.
No. I mean, I'm not a hashtag guru, okay? Some people got some... So I've seen some stupid ones in my day. Somebody I went to high school with I'm not going to say name names just in case. Somebody I went to high school with is getting married, and their fiance posted a picture of them with their hashtag, and it took me like 5 minutes to figure out what it said.
Oh, no.
I was like, what? I had to adjust my glasses like an elderly. I could not figure it out.
But yes, we are engaged, and I got Anna turned on to a website that's for wedding planning in Milwaukee.
Yes. Thank you,
She's
Dan.
just going ham at it now.
I love it. I'm thriving. I only got 2 years to plan.
Yeah, how are you going to get it in on time?
I don't know. Stressed.
Sounds like your engagement's going to be never ending.
Oh my God. Dan, we haven't even started talking about this movie, and Gage is going to be I'm probably going to be single next time we talk because I didn't care for this movie.
Oh boy. Neither did I.
Oh, thank God. I went to grade school with a kid who was obsessed with this movie.
I had literally never heard of this movie until 2 years ago.
Because of Stranger Things?
No, because of a guy that I worked with set his profile picture on Teams to something from this, and I was like, what is that?
Was it Falcor?
It was the main Atreyu riding on Falcor.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, weird flex.
Weird flex, but that's how I first heard of it.
Is he older than us, like a child in the 80s, or just a
No, he's
child?
our age.
Oh, so, wait.
Yep.
What's his name?
A regular dude. You don't know him.
I wasn't sure if this was when you were in Milwaukee or not. I was nervous.
It was. You still don't know him.
What's his name, though? What if it's the
His name
same
is
guy?
Trevor.
Trevor?
I'm not going to give out his last name.
No, I just wanted to know, because that's not the name of the kid that I was thinking of.
Oh, good.
I just wanted to know, Dan. I'm not saying, like, drop his address. Like, I just wanted to know his first name.
I know that you don't know him.
Well, what if I did?
You absolutely would have come up in conversation if he knew you. Because
Thank
everybody who we mutually knew came up in conversation at some point. And it was like 6 people.
I thought you were saying that because I'm so memorable. It's fine. I'll cry.
Okay. So the movie that we're talking about today is The NeverEnding Story, capitalized N and E in NeverEnding. Mm-hmm. Directed by Wolfgang Peterson.
Beautiful name.
Who also directed Air Force One, Das Boot, The Perfect Storm, and Troy.
Oh.
Who also died 3 weeks ago?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he died on August 12th.
That's 6 days before my birthday. He died
Way to make it about you.
I decreed the other day that no more family members are allowed to die within a week of my birthday.
I think that's fair.
Thank
It's a fair
you.
decree.
I thought it was fair too.
She has a DNR. Well, you better R her for another
Let's
week.
go. Literally.
Written by Wolfgang Peterson and Hermann Weigel. They're German. Everybody's German.
Weigel, because the W is pronounced like a V, right?
Yeah.
Weigel.
Based on the NeverEnding Story by Michael Ende. Ende.
That's kind of
Again,
ironic.
Also German,
That
right?
his last name's End.
Starring Noah Hathaway, no relation, Barrett Oliver, Tammy Stronach, Patricia Hayes, Sidney Bromley, Gerald McRaney, and Moses Gunn. What a name Moses Gunn is, also.
I was thinking about, this is not related to names, but I don't think you said his name. The guy who plays all the Oompa Loompas in the Johnny Depp Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
I've never seen that movie.
What?
Why would I?
Because it's a masterpiece. Fly to Wisconsin right now. I'm putting it in as we speak.
I don't want to.
I fucking love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All variations.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a great movie.
It is, except for Cheer Up Charlie. That song can suck my booty. It's so bad.
It's the best song in the movie.
Cheer up, Charlie, give us a smile. What happened to that boy I used to know? I know every fucking word, Dan.
Produced by New Constantine Film, which is a German film production company, Bavaria Film, which is a German film production company, and Producers Sales Organization, which sounds like a mob front.
Yeah.
It was released on April 6th, 1984 in what was then West Germany, and July 20th, 1984 in the United States, and with a budget of 60 million Deutschmarks. Do you know the conversion rate?
Oh my god. I forgot for a second that German money was called marks, and I don't know what I thought you were saying.
What did you think it was?
I thought you were saying that to be goofy. Like, I thought you were saying that instead of dollar sign.
No. Oh, good Lord, Anna.
Okay, sorry, what was the question?
Do you know what it was in US dollars?
How much was it in German marks again?
60 million Deutschmarks.
Well, I know after World War II, they had very low money. Their money had a very low amount. I'm mathing.
The 1980.
Okay,
1980s.
but the Berlin Wall, wasn't that wasn't that erected during World War II?
No.
Am I wrong?
It was erected in the early to mid 50s.
Oh shoot. Don't tell my history teachers, okay? It's been a while. I'm going to guess in American money it's $2 million.
No, $25 million.
Dang it, I did the math wrong.
What math were you doing?
I couldn't remember if one, like, I don't know. I was trying to figure out which one was worth more.
Okay. Well, with that budget, it made $100 million at the box office. And that's US dollars.
Dang.
And
that feels high. Am I crazy?
It does feel high.
For the 80s.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 82% approval rating.
From who?
A magical journey about the power of a young boy's imagination to save a dying fantasy land, the NeverEnding Story remains a much-loved kid's adventure. Roger Ebert, 3 stars out of 4.
Interesting.
Gene Siskel said that the film's special effects and art direction were cheap-looking and that Falkor the Luck Dragon resembled the sort of stuffed toy you'd win at a county fair and throw out when you left. He also referred to Noah Hathaway as a dullard and said that the film was much too long, even after Roger Ebert pointed out that the film was only 90 minutes long.
I was just going to say it was only 90 minutes long. Dang! That's a child actor he took down.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Wow, he said, I don't care
love
about how
it.
old you are. I'm not sugarcoating this.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Oh my god. It was giving discount Henson.
Yeah, I thought it was.
You thought it was Henson?
At first, because I was like, why would they?
I knew it wasn't just because I knew for some reason, but I didn't know it was German.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, kind of a weird flex that Germany did this movie in English about an American kid.
Yeah.
But again,
it is weird.
you know, Reagan's America was a completely different place.
It was. So I'm looking at it says that it made $100 million at the box office.
Uh-huh.
Worldwide. It made $20 million in the U.S.
Okay.
But on the list of highest grossing films from 1984, it's not on the list.
Maybe because it's considered a foreign film.
Well, it's not on the international list either.
Oh.
And it's not there in 1985 either. The movies that grossed more than $100 million in 1984, there were 5 of them.
Oh, wait, can I guess?
Yeah, we've talked about 2 of them.
2 of them. Like in a series?
Yeah.
Okay. One's got to be... No, that's the 90s, I think, right? No.
What?
No. Hang
What?
on. I'm thinking. Jurassic Park was the 90s, right?
Jurassic Park was 1991, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. One's the Blues Brothers?
Nope, that's the 70s.
Oh,
That's actually 1980.
Oh, dang. Closer.
Closer.
Can I have a hint?
Yeah.
Wait!
Okay.
Was one of them a Tom Hanks movie?
No. Neither of them were
Ooh.
Tom Hanks movies.
Okay, hint me.
Hint you. One starred a man who also starred in Air Force One.
That does nothing for me, Dan.
Try to tie it back into Wolfgang Peterson. Okay, so one, the series we did it with Tom. It's one of our first series that we did.
Oh God, what are we talking? Tom, be with me. I don't remember.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Crap! I should have known.
And the other one we did because it's a holiday movie.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
No.
What other holiday movies did we watch? Wait. It wasn't A Christmas Story, right? That came out in the 70s.
No, we also haven't watched A Christmas Story.
Oh, duh. I was thinking of when we did our holiday movie rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday movie. What holiday? Christmas?
Christmas. And I'm certain you've seen all 5 of these, but the Indiana Jones and the other one are the only ones we've talked about.
What's the other one?
Gremlins.
Oh! I wouldn't consider that a holiday. Dang it! It is a holiday movie, though. You're
There's
right.
the speech about Santa Claus.
I know, and it's Christmas. I love Gremlins. I feel so silly.
The other 3 movies that made over $100 million were The Karate Kid, Ghostbusters, and Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, the only one I haven't seen is Beverly Hills Cop.
And that's the highest grossing movie of 1984.
Apparently, I have poor taste.
I gotta be honest, I've only seen clips of it on TV.
Is Arnold
I haven't seen the
Schwarzenegger
movie.
in that one?
Nope, Eddie Murphy.
I was thinking of Kindergarten
Cop. Yeah, I know.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, so I think that those of you who are listening may have gathered by now. The reason that we're not talking about the NeverEnding Story is because we both thought it was really bad.
Sorry, everyone who might like it.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing to Gage, because you said that this is one of his favorites.
Not one of his favorites, but it's his favorite of the 3 of them.
Okay, I guess like everyone needs to have a favorite kidney stone they pass.
I, knock on wood, haven't had a kidney stone yet, so can you hear me
Me either.
knocking? Because I'm scared.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. everyone in my family has had them. Just as everyone in my family, I'm sure, has seen this movie.
This was supposed to be a metaphor and not lead to a further discussion of your family's
Too
digestive
late.
problems.
Drink your water, children. Make sure you're not letting calcium build up in your kidneys.
This, The NeverEnding Story is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Whoa!
It is horrible.
That was very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be.
I mean, it was better than Troll 2.
I don't know if it was.
Can you hear her tags
Yeah, a
tinkling?
dog
Sorry.
just popped up on top of Anna.
Jester is licking the mic. She liked the movie, she wants to say.
Oh, well, Jester, good thing you're not fully adopted yet.
Yeah,
I'll send you back.
Sending her right back to the shelter. I liked the bat.
I don't even remember the bat.
Okay, great. Love that.
And
for
I
us.
watched this movie 3 hours ago.
It was a really minor character, so don't beat yourself up too much.
It was... The framing device of the kid reading it and having that be the story, it doesn't matter. Also, his name is Bastian Balthazar Bucks.
I learned recently that Gage named one of his D&D characters Bastion after this character, and I took off my engagement ring and returned it.
Good, as you should. I don't care for any characters. I was hoping that the nothingness would take over, because then the movie would end quicker.
I found the childlike empress to be really creepy. That's and I like scary movies, but that was scary. That was a jump scare.
She was scary. Why was the kid shirtless the whole time? He's 12.
He's apparently also supposed to be green.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, Gage told me. I don't know. I don't know.
It's just, it's 94 minutes, and that's 88 minutes too long. It should have ended when he gets thrown into the dumpster in quote-unquote New York City.
With hay on his head?
Yeah, why is there hay? Why is there so much
thing.
hay in these New York dumpsters?
It was like, are there horses running rampant in New York City?
Also, at the end, when they're flying around New York City, it's so obviously not New York. It's whatever German city they filmed it in.
Yes.
It is
West Berlin.
absurd.
It was a little rough. I mean, I wanted to cut it some extra slack again because it was the 80s and they didn't have the greatest like it was all a lot of practical stuff.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. That's fine.
But
I mean, on a story and, like, watching a film sense, this is as bad as the 2011 version of Footloose.
one might say it's giving Vince Vaughn remake of Psycho.
Ooh, that is harsh. I don't know if I'd go that far.
I would.
It might, though.
I'm just saying.
It might. I mean, should we get into it? I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, but before we do you think parts of this were lip synced?
Yes.
Okay, now let's get into it.
Poorly, also. So, movie starts out. We got a fucking dork.
He's a child.
A
and his
10-year-old
mom
child
died.
bitch. Yeah, and his dad's drinking orange juice egg blender drink.
Ugh, when I tell you I Ralphed looking at that, his dad is giving 80s dad aesthetic.
I love his dad.
His dad is... I wore an outfit the other day, and that's what I looked like.
His dad is played by Gerald McRaney, who
Okay, Gerald.
has been in a bunch of things.
Do you think he actually drank that egg thing, or do you think it was a stunt double? Like,
Do I think it was
had-
a stunt double drinking his orange egg?
No, like, ew! They poured it into a cup, and then they said cut, and then they swapped
They
cups.
switched it out? No, I think it was a one-shot. I think it was a oneer. They wanted to emphasize he needed to get his protein with his orange juice.
I feel like if I was drinking that on set, they would have had to call cut because I would have made a grossed out face. I would have made like a ugh face.
It is.
It was frothy.
Yeah, it's there's a drink in Los Angeles called Orange Bang.
Whoa, that sounds aggressive.
I know, which is somewhat similar. It's made with real juices and egg whites.
See, egg white I can deal with. The thing that's giving me the ick is the yolk.
That's fair.
Because, like, egg whites, like, there's egg whites in... Well, there's whole egg in Caesar dressing, actually. You're not supposed to eat Caesar salad if you're pregnant because there's, like, eggs in it, right? Thankfully, I'm not pregnant because I'm going to eat
There's
so
a lot
much.
to unpack there. What?
Oh,
You're not supposed to eat eggs when you're pregnant?
you're not supposed to
Why, are you
eat, like,
gonna
raw
give
things.
birth to a chicken?
No, Dan, no, you don't eat raw things. You can't eat anything that could potentially, like, I'm a healthy young adult, so I can eat pretty much whatever I want, and if I get sick, it's probably not going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
A pregnant person or an elderly person or a young child, so pretty much everybody except for people our age, shouldn't be eating things like orange juice with a raw egg in it because it can make it makes them really sick.
Okay, Michelle Obama.
Like pregnant.
Ruining school lunches.
Stop. I did a presentation on why that should be illegal when I was in high school. I really thought.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Anyway, so Bastion's dad is like, stop being a bitch and show up to school on time. Basically. Good talk. And... of course, he gets chased on his way to school by bullies who want his lunch money, and he doesn't have any lunch money, so they throw him in a hay-filled dumpster that he pops out covered in hay, and then a horse comes by, and he's like, ooh, time to eat.
I bet that was the comfiest dumpster on earth.
You should listen to my band's new album, The Comfiest Dumpster.
Yeah.
I love that.
Ew.
And to escape from the bullies after jumping out of the dumpster and seeing the bullies again, and them saying... why are you out of that dumpster?
Why do they care? Aren't you all going to school?
He hides in a bookstore and annoys the bookseller, Mr. Coriander. Who,
Stop. His name is not Coriander.
Yeah, his name's Mr. Coriander, and he's cousins with Salt and Pepper from Blues Clues.
Literally. Ew.
Mr. Coriander treats Bastion like he's the dumbest person in the world.
Him talking about books is giving the same energy as dudes who walk up to people wearing band shirts asking them to name 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, name a book. I bet you can't.
The video arcade is up the street. You have to read. It requires a little more effort from you.
Right? And of course, like, Bastion's listing, like, classics. And I'm like,
yeah.
Gage, if I walked into a bookshop with a snooty bookshop owner like that, am I really going to have to tell him about, like, yeah, I read horror novels and smut, obviously.
Well, I'm just... It's like when somebody's like your song example. You walk up to... You see a girl on the street. I say girl because it's always these weird-ass dudes walking up to a girl wearing, like, a Nirvana shirt.
I know. Every time I wear my Def Leppard shirt, my anxiety shoots up.
Oh, you like Def Leppard? Name 2 of their songs. And then you say, like, photograph and...
pour some sugar on me.
And they're like... oh,
everybody knows those songs, dummy.
Right? Anyway, Bastion, he steals the book Mr. Coriander's reading, even though he says it's not safe like regular books. And he promises that he's going to return it. Also, why the fuck was he reading it? Is he the reason why it got so shitty in there?
I don't know. He gives me the ick. Like, he's just... they tried to make him so magical and mysterious, and he just... something went wrong, and he turned scary.
He doesn't seem magical and mysterious. He seems like the priest that they reassigned because they got too many complaints.
Exactly. Like, He was the school librarian, but he shamed kids based on what book that he's like, oh, Guardians of Gahul again, you fucking nerd. So they kicked him out.
Why don't you read a book about real owls?
No. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that's his issue, is that you're not reading the proper aviary books.
Literally, he hands you an encyclopedia of owls instead.
Go sit on your roof and watch.
Guardians of Gahul aren't real.
Don't say that.
Sorry, Dan.
Don't say that.
It was real to me.
So Bastian goes to school and he sees that he's missing his math class, and the math test is going on. And instead of being like showing up late and saying to the teacher, "Sorry, the bullies threw me in the hay dumpster," he then goes and hides in the set of Macbeth attic that this school
Literally,
has.
the attic was giving whimsy. It was giving. There was a giant auditorium somewhere in their school that he could have hidden instead. Also, why were there candles there just waiting
And
to be lit?
skeletons. Why were there full ass skeletons in there?
Yeah, and the windows were ginormous. You'd think those would have to be locked so a kid didn't like try to climb up them or something.
Hey, this is a German New York grade school.
You're right.
Things are different there.
Das York.
The York?
Yeah. Did I stutter?
So, he starts reading the book. It describes the fantasy world of Fantasia,
I'm weary.
and it's being devoured by this force called the Nothing. Inside of Fantasia, we are first introduced to the Night Hob and Teeny Weeny, who are about to get rolled over by the giant rock biter.
Wait, Teeny
woods.
Weeny. That's the one who's played by the guy who
Played by
plays
Deep
the
Roy.
Oompa- Yes! He
Yeah.
plays the Oompa Loompas. What a unique name.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. Well, it's short for Gundeep Roy.
Still a cool name.
Yeah, which is a stage name also from his real name. This is interesting. So he's a Kenyan British actor born to Indian parents in Kenya.
That's like, Lupita Nyong'o is like Mexican, born to, I don't remember where she's from, parents, but she's like she's like a Mexican African American.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of hyphens.
yeah, interesting.
So immediately, I don't care about.
I
these
only
creatures.
cared because I definitely was like, that's not his voice, Deep Roy. I was like,
No.
that
That was
the math
dumb.
ain't math in here, because he has a deep voice, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in his name. That's how it works.
he's just self-identifying as a bass right off the bat.
So all these people were sent to help the Empress of Fantasia to get to the Ivory Tower, and save Fantasia
From the Nothing.
from Rhapsody in Blue.
Oh, I freaking love Rhapsody in Blue.
Have you seen the part of Fantasia with it?
Of course I have.
Okay, good. I'm glad you went to grade school when I did.
Yes. We all watched
s-
Fantasia 2000.
With the weird Steve Martin introduction thing, and then
Yeah.
we never got far enough to get past the whales.
Oh, the freaking whales! That's a story for another day. We should watch the two Fantasias.
We're not gonna have a lot to talk about.
I know, but we can just, vibe.
Just vibe. So they talk to Moses Gunn, who addresses the crowd, and they've all come there for answers. The Empress is ill, and the Nothing may be responsible. But a great warrior of the plains named Atreyu has been summoned, and he holds the key to saving the world.
Okay, I didn't understand this. Maybe you can explain it to me. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I didn't care. Those are the only options.
Yes.
So the scene where Atreyu, they're talking about him, and
Uh-huh.
Bastion's like, Because they're like, oh, he hunts the purple buffalo or whatever, and he looks at his backpack and it's got a Native American person hunting a buffalo on it.
Mm-hmm.
Was that supposed to mean something to me?
I think it's supposed to be the Bastion is filling in the blanks with what he's seen from his childhood.
So he's just imagining a Native American person hunting a buffalo.
Yeah, because I'm sure he's seen that on TV or something.
Okay. I just was like, are we to assume that that's what this means?
Do you think the Bastion went to Woodstock 99?
Yes.
Okay.
He was trampled.
Just he died. He was killed in Woodstock 99.
For some reason, my brain is going, where's your band, Squidward? They died in a marching accident.
So we meet Atreyu, and everybody thinks he's going to be the big Tarzan-like warrior, but no. He's a child boy.
He's a literal bebe.
He's a child. And he's been given a medallion.
Yeah, with snakes on it.
Yeah, and it will guide him and protect him on his quest.
And it matches the medallion on the book.
Yes. And as he sets out, the Nothing summons a wolf named Gmork
Sounds
to kill Atreyu. Hey, that's proper in this sense. It is a German film.
You're right.
So, first off, Atreyu rides on his horse Artax, which Anna pointed out that all the characters in this movie have names like prescription drugs.
Oh my god. Yes. They literally rolled the letter dice. Maybe this guy went to his medicine cabinet. Literally. This man went to his medicine cabinet and was like, I need a name for a character. Well, we got...
Talk to your pharmacist today about Gmork.
Ew. May cause internal bleeding.
I'm looking at the character names. The bookseller, Coriander, his full name is Carl Conrad Coriander. What's with the alliteration, dude? Stop it.
No wonder he hates his life. His parents named him Carl Candy Coriander.
Conrad.
I couldn't remember.
So you went with Candy?
Candy, short for Candace, you know?
Oh, obviously. So Atreyu's first quest is to the advisor Morla the Ancient One, who's a big-ass turtle. But to get there, he has to go through the Swamps of Sadness.
The Bog of Despair, as I was calling it.
And his horse Artax is sad.
Okay, this part was a little sad, but this is the only part I'd ever seen before.
And it kills itself instead of getting happy.
Yikes.
Why is the horse sad?
What do horses have to be sad about?
He was riding. He was running.
He was like, ugh.
Did he get self-aware?
He's like, I'm a horse.
No!
What's my purpose? Life has no meaning. And he cried and threw himself into the bog. Into the La Brea tar pits.
Do you know what La Brea means?
No, but I've been to the tar pits. What does it mean?
The tar.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The La Brea tar pits is the tar pits.
All right.
That's it for Fun Los Angeles Facts with Dan. Come back next week when I'll tell you all about where you can get toast from Dairy Queen in the Los Angeles area.
Hot dog. Dairy Queen treat.
So, Artax gets to Morla, who's allergic to young humans. Same.
Mood.
And he doesn't have Atreyu's answers, but he does direct him to the Southern Oracle, who is 10,000 miles away.
I by the time we got to the Southern Oracle, I forgot what we were doing there.
Me too. I also expected the Southern Oracle to sound like, I do declare, I am the Southern Oracle, and
take
I
its
am
hat
a
off and
gentleman.
start fanning itself while drinking a mint julep.
Mr. Beauregard, put your fingers back in my glove hold.
Crack a window, this flower is a wilting.
Oh, pour me a mint julep because I am thirsting.
Ooh, I'm always thirsting, especially for a mint julep.
That's a really easy thing to fix.
Yeah, I just don't have the mint julep makings. You know what I mean? I don't have. My dad's garden is overrun with mint, though, so I guess I could make this happen.
It's not like you have to make a trek to get to your dad's garden either. That's like a half-hour drive,
Correct.
if that.
If I'm
Go
speeding,
do a little.
it's less.
Go do a little parent shopping.
Every day. Every damn day, Nike swish.
So Atreyu, he gets tired and he almost gets killed by Gamork while trying to escape the swamps. But
Wait, what?
gets-
Where was I?
I'm not totally sure where that was either. But he
okay.
gets saved by the dragon Falcor. Look, I'm reading a synopsis.
I thought that he just got saved. Like Falcor was like, "Your horse died. That sucks." Swoop.
I guess in the background, Gamork's like, "I'm Gamork. I'm here to kill you."
I just feel like I remember only he was in the pit and his eyes open and they were green and it was scary and that was it.
Are you describing this movie from when you first watched it? Because that sounds like a 7-year-old description.
Last night was the first time I watched it.
Wonderful. Falcor takes Atreyu to the home of 2 gnomes who live near the gates to the Southern Oracle.
They were gnomes? I thought they were
Apparently.
elves.
Gnomes, elves, trolls, Narblog, whatever.
Not Narblocks.
They're eating her. Then they're gonna eat me.
Oh, my god.
So they watch somebody try to cross the first gates, but apparently you gotta be confident and
I
have
would
self-confidence to cross through, and this dude gets shwasted.
I would be murdered.
I would simply be murdered, obviously.
I would be unalived in 2 seconds.
So Atreyu, he gets through the gates, confident in himself enough.
Good for her, honestly.
But when he gets to the second gate, which is a mirror that shows the viewer's true self, I don't know if you've watched The Rehearsal,
No.
Nathan Fielder's new show. But for those of you who have watched it, it's kind of like that.
I was confused because the gnome was like, oh, it's so scary, that mirror one. It sent grown men running to the hills.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, facing your true self. The kind see that they are truly unkind. The brave see that they are truly fearful. I was like, so it just shows you the opposite.
Yeah, right?
Like, oh no, my reflection would be a rich person who doesn't have confidence issues and anxiety. How scary.
What do you mean? My reflection's someone who's not depressed?
Whoa!
Damn!
Let me in. Let me in!
So he sees in his reflection a boy, and it's Bastion. He sees Bastion.
Worst nightmare.
Bastion, the boy. Yeah, if I looked in the mirror and saw Bastion, I'd just start ramming my head into it like not Taron, what's his name? In Foxcatcher.
You are listing things I didn't even know existed.
You've seen the clip. He's from Step Up to the Streets.
Channing
No,
Tatum.
Step Up 1, Channing Tatum.
I knew it.
Channing Tatum slamming his head into a mirror. I'm going deep into my references. Deep Roy into my references.
Deep cuts from Dan O'Keefe.
You should listen to my pirate radio show, Deep Cuts with Dan O'Keefe.
Lord.
First off, that's right. Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf.
Oh, God. Dan, you know
I
Gage
don't know
loves
what deep cuts
meatloaf,
are.
right?
Of course he does.
You don't know what a deep
We
cut
talked
is?
about this last episode. No, I do know what a deep cut is.
Oh, good.
I just
I
couldn't
was
think of
like-
any deep cuts off the top of my head. That was the first song that came to mind.
I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah, but it's not a deep cut.
No, it's like one of his most famous songs.
Yeah. Anyway, Atreyu meets the Southern Oracle, and he gets told the only way to save the Empress is to find a human child who lives beyond the boundaries of Fantasia, to give her a new name.
When I heard that, And then he goes, I wish it was me. It comes back to Bash. He's like, I wish I could give her a name. My mother had the most beautiful name. Please tell me he didn't name her after his mother at the end. Because
his mother, Moonchild.
I said to Gage, I was like, if he gives her some tacky ass name, he's like, Sarah, like, Jane.
Michelle.
My dog is currently ripping apart a cow toy, and I'm just watching her to make sure she doesn't eat it.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, just in case you're
Hey.
wondering what my head is doing.
Hey, they're carnivores, and cows are meat.
Yeah, but she's like, it's not a real cow. It's a fabric cow, for the record.
Oh, I
She's
thought
trying
you
to-
had a real cow in your living room.
I wish. Can you imagine? She did have a beef chew earlier, and she got mad because I took it away for her to eat her real dinner. So.
Speaking of Beef Chew, this week's episode of In Conclusion is sponsored by Blue Chew. It's like a cow for your dong. Still haven't heard back from them.
What the fuck?
You don't remember my Blue Chew advertisements from a couple weeks
I
ago?
do remember, Dan. I remember all too well.
Speaking of all too well, this week's episode of In Conclusion is brought to you by All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version.
But, like, it kind of hits, Dan.
It does. It also just won a moon person at the VMAs.
It was
They
good.
changed it from a moon man.
How?
That was in
Call it an
2017. though.
astronaut.
It's old news.
It's a fucking astronaut. Call it an astronaut.
An astro person.
The word man is not in that word.
So Atreyu is riding on Falcor's back, and he gets knocked off into the sea of possibilities and loses his special necklace.
Gasp. The world is shook.
Yeah, he walks on shore. He's in abandoned ruins. There are some murals depicting his adventure. Gamork is there.
The ick is had all around because Gamork is clearly a monster on a stick.
Yeah. And he's like, hi, I'm Gamork.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna eat you.
Fantasia's humanity's imagination without boundaries.
Gamork is
And
giving
then
me
nothing
the
is the
ick.
manifestation of the loss of hopes and dreams. And they build it up like they're going to have a big-ass fight, and then Gamork jumps, and Atreyu just stabs him in the chest and kills him.
Literally. Gage was telling me a fact about this, about how, like, apparently that little boy almost lost his eye during this scene.
Would have been more interesting.
Well,
What?
he was telling me that, and I was like, oh, so there's going to be a major fight. No.
Mhm.
No.
No. That's not it. Tiny fight. So nothing begins to consume the ruins. This is also the plot of Elf.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say the Babadook.
Do you think I've seen the Babadook?
Do you think I've
Come
seen
on
the
now.
Babadook?
Yes.
I haven't.
Oh, surprising.
I know.
So Falcor retrieves the Auron with his mouth and rescues Atreyu with his back.
Nice.
That's interesting. I wish it was a Jonah and the whale situation
Where he eats him?
where he had to ride in him the entire time.
Okay.
More
Not to
interesting.
be that
Not
person.
sexual. Okay, calm down. Come on.
No. I'll never be stopped.
They find themselves
You
in
look
a
so annoyed.
Jesus. At what point I prefaced it? You knew it wasn't
I
sexual.
know, but I had to be a little naughty, okay? I was having fun.
I
Just
am
having
a
a
little
good time.
not. Just having a good time.
It's here for the good vibes.
Mr. Beauregard, I'm here to be a little naughty.
Ew.
There's only fragments of Fantasia left, but then they spot the Empress's ivory tower amongst the fragments.
Gasp.
And then we meet the Empress, and she's a terrifying child.
When I tell you she scared me, that's my sleep paralysis demon. Her eyes, her doe eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
Do you want to know what other movies she's been in?
What?
None.
She stopped while she was on top.
0 films. She was in a 1983 theater production of Winnie the Pooh as Piglet,
Oh!
and a 2002 theater production of Signals of Distress as Dog.
Interesting.
Good for her. The fun fact that I'll give you, it's actually a good parenting fact. She was cast in the film, and then her mom declined a sequel contract for her because she thought that they worried about lacking the wherewithal to help her daughter navigate the turbulent waters of childhood stardom in the film industry.
Well, I'm glad that somebody had their adult pants on, because
Right?
so many children.
Good mom.
Yeah. So many children.
And her
are done
dad
wrong.
was an archaeologist.
Oh, that's cool. I want to hear about
Right.
that.
Too bad. The childlike empress, Atreyu says that he's failed her because he didn't bring the human child, but she's like, no, you did. He's been following along this whole time. Just as Bastion is following Atreyu's story, others are following Bastion's. And it's the never-ending story. And that means we're brought into the plot, and I hate this.
Yeah, and then
'Cause
it
we're
makes
the
you
ones
think,
following
like,
that.
am I a book? Is somebody reading about me?
Yeah, that's a thought that I frequently have. Am I a book?
Can you imagine? Dan, I feel like people would be so bored with my book. They'd be like, this bitch is sitting on her ass and eating ice cream again?
Yeah, with me, they're like, he's eating how many nerds?
Oh, God.
The whole box?
No.
Not like the little one, like the movie theater size one?
Your teeth,
Ew.
Dan, please.
I have great teeth.
What's it like?
Dentist just told me. I went last week.
Kind of
Made out.
jealous. Oh, I wish my dentist would kiss me.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I have. Last time I was there, my dentist was pregnant, and it kind of freaked me out because her belly was like hitting my head.
Did you tell her to eat raw eggs?
No! I hope she had a very wonderful pregnancy, but I did not love the belly on my head.
Boink, boink, boink. The reason you're bleeding is because you don't floss.
Literally!
So nothing begins to consume the tower. Empress explains Bastion must call out a new name to save Fantasia, but he's like, no, none of this has actually happened. And then eventually he's like, whatever, and he screams out of the window of the attic, Moonchild. And that's the name he came up with? That's it?
I said the same thing. Gage was like, he's 7. And I was like, when I was 7,
Grampleby.
I named my stuffed panda bear Sparkles, so I guess you're right.
Yeah, I named my stuffed bunny Bunny.
Wow, too innovative. You want to know why I named Sparkles Sparkles? She had a pink
Did he
sparkly
sparkle?
sweater.
Mm.
So sort of.
Do I know what I named the other stuffed bunny that I had?
Bugs?
Also Bunny.
Oh, Lord, Dan.
And they were married.
Oh, love to see
Kind
it.
of like a Taylor Swift, Taylor Lautner situation.
Love to see it.
Yeah. So Bastion awakes with the Empress.
Nice.
They're children.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I made the joke, and then I forgot that they were kids. The urge to make a horrible joke was too strong.
And she gives him a grain of sand, which is the only remnant of Fantasia. And when
Does
she's
she-
mentioned sand, the first thing that popped into my head was, you're walking on the beach. You turn back. Only one set of footprints. 2 sets. Jesus is walking with you.
Oh, my God. Jesus was carrying you through the hard times.
Mm-hmm.
When you said grain of sand, my brain immediately went, did she write his name on it like the people at festivals used to do?
I think they still do.
Ooh.
It's not
I
like
had
we've
one
run
of
out
those.
of sand. It is rice.
It is
Not
rice.
sand.
But I had one of those necklaces.
Do you also have a puka shell necklace?
No, it wasn't that basic. Okay, I had the
Shark
grain of
tooth?
rice, though. I had a lot of shark teeth growing up, yes.
In your mouth or as necklaces?
As a collection of just loose shark teeth.
Okay, still doesn't answer my question. In your mouth or...
Oh, no, just loose in my hands, in my jewelry box.
So what I'm hearing is that your dentist is really just trying to take revenge on you for what you did to all those sharks and their teeth.
I would never hurt a shark in my life.
Tell that to that teeth collection that you have.
No! Please! I was a child.
So the Empress tells Bastion he can bring Fantasia back with the power of his imagination. And Bastion does, and he flies around on Falcor's back.
They rough up the
And then-
police.
apparently he has infinite wishes, dangerous, and he doesn't wish to bring his mom back at all.
Yeah, I literally
Like, that
thought
would've
that
been
was
the
gonna be his
first
first wish. Yeah.
Because that's set up. Mom is dead.
Number one.
You
I
get
want my
wishes
mom
at the
back.
end. He's a 7-year-old.
They're codependent. Number
You
one,
wish
I
to
want
bring
my
your mom
mom
back.
Yeah. Number one, mom back. Number two, rich.
Yeah.
Number three, end the bullies. Put them in the dumpster.
No, don't put him in the dumpster. Turn him into hay.
Make a horse eat the hay.
Turn him into a horse. One of them into hay. One of them into a horse. One of them into a glue factory.
No, not the glue factory.
So then Bastian and Falcor fly to the real world, chase down the bullies through the, quote, streets of New York.
Look at me. I'm the king of New York.
And the bullies have to hide in the hay-filled dumpster. And then this narrator pops up.
Yeah, who the
We've
F
never
was
heard
that?
before.
Was that adult Bastion?
It's actually the voice of Falcor.
Oh, yeah. Is it really?
Yeah, but it's not Falcor. It is just the character of the narrator.
No, but now you're saying that, it sounded a little bit like Falcor, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just manifesting it because you're telling me, but...
Oh, look, the guy who voiced Falcor
Mm-hmm.
was the voice of a character in Foxcatcher, the movie
Classic.
I mentioned earlier.
With Channing Tatum.
Yes. What a world. He says that they had many more wishes and adventures, but that's another story. And then it ends,
Wow.
thank God, with a bad 80s song.
Turn around.
It's the never
Gage loves that song. He sings it all the time. I always love to quote Stranger Things at him when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dusty Bun. Even though I've never seen Stranger Things.
Hey, do you want to know a fun fact?
Yes.
That's a dude singing.
Really?
Limahl is a man.
Oh, it's kind of wild. I defo thought it was a child.
English pop singer Limahl, real name Christopher Hamill,
Oh.
former lead singer of Kajagoogoo.
Oh.
That's all I got for you.
We did it.
We did it. That's the NeverEnding Story, and it is horrible. It's such a bad movie.
It was. It was really bad.
I had no expectations going into it. I'd never seen it. I didn't look anything up about it. The only thing I saw was where it was streaming and the HBO Max info page. And I was still disappointed.
I thought it was going to be good since it was such a big part of Stranger Things. I don't know why I thought that. I mean, I guess I was thinking, oh, it's a staple of the 80s. It's a staple of the 80s. This is an 80s movie I did not enjoy.
No. If you're looking for a more or less serious, whimsical adventure with weird creatures, watch Willow.
Yeah. Wait, first of all, I
Is
can't
that the
believe I
David
just...
Bowie one?
No, Willow's the one with, what's his face?
Warwick Davis?
Yeah, Warwick Davis. I've watched that one. It's interesting.
Labyrinth. I thought of Labyrinth. Watch Labyrinth.
For
Labyrinth's
the
a better
record,
movie.
Gage also loves Willow, so...
Okay. So maybe don't watch Willow.
You want to know why Willow exists? It's a George
Sure.
Lucas movie, right?
Yeah.
I believe. He gave it to him because he's like, hey, you're going to be an Ewok in Star Wars, but we're going to make you your own movie too, my boy. Don't even worry about it.
My boy.
Yeah, so old Warwick was
Yeah.
getting his
Do you know who
stardom.
directed Willow?
What?
Do you know who directed Willow?
Who? Steven Spielberg?
Ron Howard.
Oh, I did know that. Now that you mentioned that, I feel like I knew that. Not enough Dutch angles for me to remember, though.
What is this? The first Twilight? Back to NeverEnding Story. The child actors
Are bad.
whatever. They're bad. They're bad.
They're children. They're
Atreyu
literal
has some weird accent that pops up only when he says ours.
Is he German?
He's trying to be British. No.
Yes, okay, thank you. I was literally watching this, and at one point I was like, did he just say that with a British accent? Like, was this movie originally supposed to be done with British accents, and then they changed it, but they'd already filmed the scene, so they just kept it?
Looking at the cast, there is one German actor of the main cast.
Who?
And it's the guy who plays the Night Hob.
Interesting. Really?
Who's the Bat. He plays the Bat.
Yeah.
And it's Thilo Bruckner.
Ooh, nice throaty accent, Dan.
I'm great at doing the sounds.
Oh, yeah. Das ist gut.
Das ist nicht so good. The rest of them are English or American. They have these bizarre accents that try to mix both and get neither.
I guess maybe they didn't have, like, a dialect coach.
I doubt it. I doubt
They're
that
like,
they have
just
one.
go listen to some, I don't know, what's an American band?
Go listen to some Eagles.
Well, because my brain said Def Leppard and they're British, so.
They're British.
Yeah, go listen to the Eagles and come back.
Yeah, like, the child actors, they're bad. The other actors are also bad.
I'd like to just say.
The meta framing device is also really dumb.
Yeah. The idea that a child spent a whole night in a school and nobody was looking for him, I could not suspend my disbelief.
His father was supposed to be set up as, like, absentee in the beginning, but he was still, like, talking. It's not like he wasn't talking to him.
Yeah,
he's pretty cold, but it doesn't seem like he hates his son or anything.
I more so got the vibe that the dad's just still broken from the mom dying, and he doesn't know how to cope with being a single parent. Maybe he was like a head of the house working all the time, and she was a stay-at-home mom, and when she passed away, it became really hard for him. That's
what I got too.
5 seconds with him blending his protein into his orange juice. That's what I got.
No. Say it right. He wasn't blending his protein into his orange juice.
His egg.
His raw whole egg.
Sorry, how could I be so dumb?
Please. I have some trivia for you.
I'm ready. Hit me.
Michael Ende, who is the author of the book, filed an injunction to stop the production of the film.
Jesus Christ.
And he demanded that his name be removed from the credits.
Why? Just because it was so bad?
He took particular issue with the ending, which shows Fantasia being restored with little creative input by Bastian, and also Falcor crossing into the real world, which is noted to be impossible in the novel. Dang,
okay.
And that's why his name is not listed in the opening credits at all. Michael Ende, the author. The Atreyu's face, he looks dazed and shocked after he kills Gamork, as you said. The wolf puppet fell on him, and it almost knocked him out.
Dang.
And they didn't try for a second shot after he said one of the claws almost poked one of his eye outs, too.
I would have agreed and said, let's not do that again. I am scared. I am a literal child. Please stop. Thank you.
After test screenings, audience weren't enthused by the original score, so the studio commissioned new music, including the opening title song, which is not present. None of the songs with lyrics are present in the German film.
They're missing out because the song kind of hits.
Mm-hmm. Well, no.
Maybe it's just because I've heard Gage sing it so many times, I'm just used to it now.
There's an internet rumor that the horse died during the filming of the Swamp of Sadness scene.
No way. They would have had to stop production. That would have been a whole that would have been a whole lawsuit.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Animals have more rights than children on sets. Like,
that's true. The horse was given to the actor who played Atreyu, but the cost of transporting him and everything to the U.S., he was left behind in Germany, but not killed.
I hope he lived a good life and wasn't turned into glue.
Yeah. Me too. This was the most expensive, at the time, most expensive movie made outside of the U.S. or Soviet Union.
Probably because they didn't use Jim Henson puppets, so they didn't have a company and they had to build them all from scratch. They couldn't just slap a costume onto Snuffleupagus and call it a day.
There are some characters that were from the book that didn't appear due to special effects issues, including a character named Igramel the Many.
Ew.
And the Wind Giants.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to CGI wind.
Yeah. And the rolling storm clouds that appear are not supposed to be the nothing, but an indication of the presence of the nothing.
Oh, I misunderstood that. I defo thought it was the nothing.
Yeah, me too. And also, the rock band Atreyu takes their name from this movie.
I didn't know there was a rock band called Atreyu.
Yeah, they are a metalcore band.
That explains why I'm not in my metal era anymore.
You're missing out.
I know, sorry.
Their most recent album, Baptize, received polarizing reviews from critics.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all the trivia. Oh, I guess the one other thing, this was released on DVD in 2001 by Warner Brothers, and that was the only U.S. release of it until it was put on streaming services.
Oh, it was never on VHS or anything?
Or Blu-ray.
That sounds fake because I had a friend, like I said, a kid in grade school who really liked it. Do you think he just watched it on TV?
I mean, you could have had it on DVD.
I guess. When did DVDs get created?
The late 90s?
Maybe.
You're really bad with, like, general dates of things.
Well, I think it's messed up because I have a clear memory. My grandma and grandpa gave my family our first DVD player, and we got a copy of Emperor's New Groove. That was our first DVD.
Yeah, that was like 2001.
Oh, shoot. I'm old.
So on a scale of 1 to 5 bootleg DVDs, what do you give this?
A 2. I
Yeah.
like the theme song. I can't rate it any lower just because it's a kids movie. Rating a kids movie any lower makes it sound like I'm a neckbeard who's like, oh, this didn't have enough plot. I couldn't think, it wasn't cerebral enough. No, it was made for children. But it also just... And I don't even want to say the CGI doesn't hold up because it's not even that. Like, we've watched some movies where it's older, but the CGI is not quite as terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not that it doesn't hold up. It's that it doesn't matter.
It's only popular again because of Stranger Things. Changed my mind.
Yeah.
Changed
No,
my
you're
mind.
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Seeing as this is a children's movie, I don't think that it had enough plot, to quote you.
Look at that neckbeard coming in thick, Dan.
Thick. I keep seeing TikTok videos of people saying, like, shave your face, leave the neck beard. I'm thinking about doing that.
Gage
I
did
give
that
it a
once
1.
as a joke.
This was bad. This was really, really bad. And I don't enjoy that I lost 90 minutes of my day to it.
I lost interest very quickly, so I'm there with you. And again, it's not because I think it's a children's movie that I lost interest, because there are
plenty of good children's movies.
Exactly. Like, I think of the movies that I grew up watching, or even just like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory we were talking about. That's based off of a book, but it's got, and it has CGI and it has special effects, even in the old one. It just is a lot better.
Yeah, or like Legends of the Guardians, Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Please, not Guardians of Ga'Hoole. Not Guardians of Ga'Hoole.
Or even like Descendants.
I wasn't going to mention her, but since you brought it up, that's a phenomenal movie. Thank you.
They're better than this. They're children's movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Labyrinth! Just watch Labyrinth!
Labyrinth is kind of horny, though. Dark Crystal or whatever, right?
To be honest, I've only seen Labyrinth on in the background while I was at a bar, and I watched the entire thing without sound, and it was wonderful. I had a great time.
I haven't watched it in so long, but David Bowie's Cod piece lives rent-free in my mind.
It is the battle of the bulge. I realized I didn't ask this. Better, worse, or the same with JTT?
I don't think he could save this.
I'd say it's better because it can't get worse.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I don't know that I think he'd have to play, like... He could probably play Atreyu.
Yeah.
Or, since, you know... I think the character's native, but it's not explicitly said anywhere. I guess it's not appropriative, right?
I guess. He's pretty implicitly Native
I'd say
American.
then Bastion. He could play one... Well, they're supposed to be the same person, so then I'm going to say Bastion.
Well, they're supposed to be the same character in the same way that...
They have similar
My
auras.
first thought was Ready Player One.
Whoa.
Or like, you are a video game character.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of it. Whatever. Better, worse, than the same with Jimmy Stewart. 1984 Jimmy Stewart is Bastion. Better.
Badger. I would watch that.
60-something-year-old, 70-something-year-old Jimmy Stewart. Love it. Can't wait. Any other thoughts?
Can't wait for next week, Dan, because Gage said it's worse.
And the week after, too. The one thing I have to look forward to is that Jack Black is in the third movie.
He is?
He is. Child actor Jack Black is in it.
Shut the fuck up. I can't wait.
Yeah. So, mercifully, that is it for this episode of In Conclusion. If you want to support us, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast, on Patreon at patreon.com/InConclusion. You can find me on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O and Roll and the O and Out are zeros. And I sent out a tweet today. Big news.
I saw it. I liked it.
Yep.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Go to Anna's Twitter. Like her tweets.
Thank you, Dan. Gas me up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be back next week with the NeverEnding Story 2. Oh God, it keeps going. Not the official subtitle. In the meantime, everybody... Oh God, 2 Never 2 Ending 2 Story.
Hell yeah.
In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, get vaccinated. Bye-bye.
Bye. Two gals chatting about their weddings.